All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Baddy Overwatch League Season 6 semifinals plus finals. We're finishing it off tonight. I will be casting the first match. My name is 30, and tonight I am brought to you by another one of my many personal sponsors, Albino Joe. How you doing tonight?
30, 30, 30.
I maybe pay him to say that, but that's okay. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing great, man. I'm pretty excited to see this match and how it turns out. FDAB coming off of a win from last week, getting into this next stage of the gauntlet, fighting Dakimakura Death Squad. And then whoever wins this plays you, man.
Yeah, and to give people the whole picture, if they weren't here last week, we have a gauntlet style playoff here in the Baddy Overwatch League. 6 teams enter the season, but only 5 teams enter the postseason. Last Wednesday, we saw Toast Goats, the 5th seed, take on Pray and Spray, narrowly losing out in a best of 5, 2-3 against Pray and Spray, which moved on to take on FDAB, and they drew first blood, but in the end, FDAB having the resolve to finish it off with a 3-1. And yeah, like you said, we're here tonight in this custom lobby, FDAB versus Dakimakura Death Squad. Dakimakura Death Squad being the higher seed here, and we are just waiting while they go through the ban phase here, picking and ban phase of the maps, as is standard for our best of 5 series here.
Yeah, and it seems like, I don't know. I mean, all map types are going to be played. The pick and ban phase, I guess, doesn't matter too much except for the actual individual map that's being played. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you have choice. As a team, you can sort of plan around what map types you like, what map types you don't like, and then obviously once we get into each game mode, there's a little bit of choice. Between if you're low seed or high seed, you get to pick the map, and yeah, we should have our first map chosen here very shortly. But looking at the rosters, so Dakimakura Death Squad, they're coming in with their full lineup. The starting 6 AGS0, Heron, Otterbotter, Canuck, Destructive Dude, and 3 Slide, Wonder, Dreaded DPS. But FDAB on the red side here, unfortunately, not really fielding the original 6 that they have been in the regular season, and definitely not the 6 that they even played in the last Wednesday in the playoffs. So tonight it's going to be Virtual Riot, Josh Danko, Cuban Pete, Spoopy Koopa, Wacky Tobacco, Crystallize, and Vampy Worm. So Evilite and Dirty Dan, unfortunately, not able to make it tonight. So we have there are regular sub Vampy Worm coming in, and then an emergency sub, Spoopy Koopa, who technically was, part of the 50 Senpai's body pillow near the end here. But he has played in the BOL in the past, and he's coming in here tonight and hopefully going to give FDAB some wins.
Yeah, and there's something to be said when you don't have your full team comp, but FDAB, as we were talking a little bit during the award show, they have so many flex players. They have so much, they can adjust very well depending on who they're playing or what they're doing, it seems. So I don't know if team communication is like a massive part of their, what makes them win games. I think it's just the pure talent and, game know-how. So Spoopy and Vampy Worm, yeah, Vampy Worm's on the bench most of the time, but he has played with them more often. Well, I shouldn't say more often than not, but a handful of times, enough. But Spoopy is the real stranger to the team. He doesn't really know too much about the team dynamics and how they move around as a unit. But I think if there's a team in this whole entire league where that doesn't matter as much, it'd be this one.
Yeah, and it's crazy to think about, but I think, yeah, like you said, because they run this very loose and sort of unstructured playstyle, right? A lot of it is either ball plus 3 DPS or ball plus 4 DPS, and they're constantly swapping heroes, constantly swapping strategies. And it's kind of just chaos a lot of the time, and sometimes not talking and just letting players do their thing works out, and it's gotten FDAB this far. So we'll see how it plays out tonight. We are loaded into our first map of the night, folks. It's gonna be Rialto as a payload map, which was chosen by the Dakimakura Death Squad in the end here. And yeah, what do you think about this map?
Rialto, a lot of corners, a lot of nooks and crannies for Reapers to hang around. Kind of a big choke for Junkrat. I like this map personally. as for which team has kind of an advantage over the other, I guess looking at Heron hovering that Bastion, it's whoever can deal with the Bastion the best.
Yeah, and so the Dr. McCurry Death Squad are going to be on the defense first here on the blue side, and yeah, we are going to see Heron on Bastion. I believe we've seen him on it before when they've played Bunker, right? Dreaded always usually playing the other DPS in this composition, whether that's a Hanzo or Widow. And yeah, let's see what they do for a setup here. They might do this cute little high ground that overlooks the payload initially. But they're just doing some construction work, or I guess deconstruction, taking out some railings, as per usual.
Dude, they get in the way.
Yeah, so they're just going to set up directly down the line here, and it's going to be a lot of damage coming out from this Bastion.
Oh, goats
FDAB though, you know, just talking about how they run multiple DPS, it's a crazy strategy, live in the chaos. They're living in the goats world right now. And they're bringing out the goats. Dreaded DPS though, he's bringing out the arrows, and he's got the high ground flank, taking out Vampy Worm to start off this match here. And Dreaded DPS just lighting up the kill feed. Blue team's jumping down from the high ground, and FDAB gonna have to do a regroup.
Man, and that D.Va's getting staggered out so bad. Picking goats into this kind of a comp, I don't think is that smart. Heron is just going to totally annihilate them, but it does look like they're reflexively changing. 4 members already on different characters right now. Wacky Tobacco on that ball to try and break up that comp, it seems.
Whoa.
Big headshot.
Yeah, I think it was right after he boosted into the air, and you don't see that too often, so...
He's playing Hanzo! It's not even Widow! It's not even a true hit scan! What the hell?
Yeah, and an early Dragon.
Ambitious.
Ambitious, to say the least, really just for some style points, but here it is, Bastion tank form. Heron looking for some kills, but Crystallize taking out the Destructive Dude on the opposite end, but Crystallize gonna have to pay dearly for that. The res coming out of AJS0, and the Death Squad looking very strong on numbers here. Wacky Tobacco just launch it in, go in directly onto Heron. So that kill's gonna stick. No res available. FDAB maybe to get some card push here.
Yeah, great bonk off the high ground there. The main DPS Heron is not there anymore. Wacky Tobacco is just constantly getting into the enemy team. Destructive is kind of struggling to keep a line. And the D.Va Bomb comes into the air, does not find a single stole in these corners of Rialto. And Wacky is still in the back line, just messing with Destructive. Canuck is way too deep. He's going to be punished because of that. It's not looking too hot right now for the defense.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one down. It's going to be a shorter respawn as well, but Valkyrie popped from AJS0, so going to keep this fight going, going to keep him sustained supercharger as well. So a lot of blue beams and yellow beams all over the place, and a lot of dreaded DPS to kill feed, as per usual. FDAB started getting stonewalled here on first point, only a minute 40 left on this offensive attack on Rialto.
Well, this is the time to push, though. Canuck is not in his D.Va mech, and as I say that, he just gets it. Yeah. And Dreaded with it, like the Hanzo Dragons on this corner are just so lethal. Like, you have to play a flanking team to get past here against a Hanzo, it seems.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, he's gonna hopefully hold this dragon, and there it is. He's gonna block that entry there onto the payload, so delaying the clock a little bit more here. Heron switching over to the Sombra as well, almost as an EMP, which is going to be pretty devastating here as well, especially against that Hammond. And Virtual Riot going in over the top, looking for the rocket barrage, but not going to get it, gets stuffed. The Immortality Field doing its job, it is now taken out, but Spoopy Koopa also going down as well. The numbers are not in favor of FDAB, the EMP to really lock this one up. Crystallize on the high ground, trying to do something here. Getting to kill into dreaded DPS, but it's 45 seconds, and this is entering last fight territory for FDAB.
Man, great eat from Canuck, stopping that, and the Immortality Field out of Otterbot also just making sure the team stays alive. And that just went, you know, on the side. You talked about Heron's EMP, and he EMP'd 3 people that, like, just, they were helpless after that. They were able to get kind of slow kills once I was done. Canuck, AFK, taking shots to the head right now. Spoopy got a lot of all charge from that, but he died in the process.
Oh, yep, and unfortunately he's gonna get headshotted by dreaded DPS on the side here. Pete already popped that Valkyrie a little early, but allows his team to move in and start to get some point control here. And there it is, Josh Danko swapping over to this Roadhog, taking out Otterbot, but it's more blue in the kill feed. Dragon's coming through on the point, and it's actually gonna pick up 2. Super Koopa from downtown, Immortality Field a little too late there, but what can they do? The numbers are dwindling for FDAB. Wacky Tobacco going down as well. It's only going to be 2 on point for FDAB here. The Dragons from Dreaded DPS once again. rolling on through the point here, has to push them off, but the Transcendence to block!
Oh
FDAB, they're
man,
still in this, the hook on the Canuck.
they got life.
What can they do but another EMP from Heron, and that might be the finisher here. Wacky Tabaki was able to get back, but it is not looking too good. The bomb will go off, and FDAB stopped short of the first point on Rialto.
That wasn't the nicest debut.
Score.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, I mean,
Switching sides.
yeah. Dreaded DPS is getting headshots on frickin' Farah's Hanzo. What the hell?
Yeah, I mean, you can't plan for that one, but when he wasn't headshot on Ferris, he was headshot on other ground-based heroes as well. Definitely winning the Hanzo v Hanzo matchup against Spoopy there. But I mean, really good frontline control actually out of the Death Squad. Destructive Dude doing his job really well there on the Orisa, just keeping that point static. Always having the shield supercharger as well, and Heron a very good swap over to one of his best heroes, Sombra. 2 EMPs in a short amount of time, and it's gonna be tough here for FDAB. Someone's gonna win or lose the map right here, and FDAB they might have to get creative with their defensive strategy.
Yeah, and you know, you're talking about Dakimakura Death Squad switching in the moment. FDAB, you know, they did that initial switch. They played goats, they got off it, they went more brawly, with, you know, Wacky specifically on that Hammond. But then they didn't really switch after that, and it just didn't look too good. And you know, DDS was able to just react and stick with it, and it seems like FDAB wasn't able to do like really anything. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it felt kind of just like a scrim, you know, like everyone's sort of just going out there, shooting people up, and yeah, a lot of really crucial picks from Dakimakura Death Squad really put him in a good position. And here we go, it's gonna be a close hold. It's gonna be a goats comp as well from FDAB. A very popular strategy here on Rialto, actually, just to hold really close to the spawn. And at least they're stalling the cart, right? The strategy is good because they might be able to get 2 fights out of this if they die as well. And Cuban coming up huge there, getting the headshot out of Dread DPS. Heron is on this Bastion. He actually is just spraying from the side, from that side spawn, but they're FDAB is able to use the cart as cover.
Yeah, easy cover, and there's always someone dead on Dakimakura Death Squad right now. Well, not so much. Heron is trying to use that cover, but that means he can't really shoot anyone.
Oh, and he goes down. He's trying to use that pillar for cover, but he's gonna get taken out. Canuck with the whole hog. Crystallize is the only one to fall for FDAB here. The very quick
Cuban Pete already had trans?
It's gonna hopefully block this Bastion. They take out Heron as well. A whole minute down already for Dakimakura Death Squad, and this hold up front is working well.
Go out the top! What are they doing? They can go out the top. Destructive, you silly goose.
Yeah, for Josh Dangle on the Zarya, he is very high charge, very scary right now. And there it is, Heron swapping over to the Sparrow, giving FDAB another angle they have to try to worry about. Crystallize from the side, and it gets a slam, but the Immortality Field will probably block the kills here. The bomb coming through, but totally blocked up by Crystallizes Reinhardt.
They found Vampy, that's a big catch.
Yeah, and a grid from Autobotter, but can they actually use anything around this corner? Crystallize is just going to shield all of this out. And is there anyone currently down for FDAB? Yeah, there is. Lucio. So Baby Worm, he has a beat, and he has to do the long walk back. This is the window for the Death Squad. Bob from Dreaded DPS. And oh no, Scooby Koopa goes down into the drain. Crystallize getting taken out as well. Vampy Worm was able to get back, uses the beat. But to what effect? Not very much, but he did force some other ultimates out of the Death Squad, and finally FDAB goes down, but they burn 2 minutes off the clock.
That is a big 2 minutes. I mean, everyone gets around this corner here, and I think they're going to be able to regroup by the time the second corner is, you know, starting. So that was worth.
Yeah, no, a very, very smart strategy there. I really like that out of FDAB, but it's going to be hard here because it looks like Death Squad, they're going to have some ultimate advantage coming into this next. Oh, maybe not actually. Josh Danko, he will get this Graviton. There it is. Canuck uses the Graviton, but it's eaten up. Wacky the backy on this Diva, but the Pharah brush up from above. Dreaded DPS raining in the damage as well from the high ground on this Ashe, and that will be it. FDAB going down on Rialto. Cute little defensive strategy, but not going to be enough here today. Their offense has to look better. And the Death Squad taking out the win here. Play the game. Going over to Destructive Dude on Reinhardt. When did he play this? On this attack here. Right,
oh,
right here.
Didn't he whiff his hammer down?
Looking for the shatter right into the
He
shield,
whiffed
but
it!
it doesn't matter. You charge the enemy in there, and you swing a couple times. Bada bing, bada boom. 1-2 buckle my shoe, as he might say, and the 4 card coming in for Death Squad. Also the first map win, so the momentum on their side. But I mean, FDAB, I mean, like I said at the beginning of the match, they got some subs here, an emergency sub, no less, and I thought that was a pretty valiant attempt. I like the defense, but yeah, their offense, if they want to win tonight, gonna have to look a little bit more structured.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it was, again, they rely on that chaos, that weird nebulous chaos, and they were able to hold that point with it. You know, they'll hold that first 2 minutes at the very start of the cart. That's a great hold, because normally Rialto's capped in like 2 or 3 minutes. But they just needed to be more aggressive on the attack.
Yeah, I mean, that eating that grab, I honestly thought FDAB might have had that team fight at the very end, but unfortunately, like I said, it seemed like there was too many ults. The Pharah, Heron's Pharah already had the rocket barrage after switching to it so early on, and just a lot of angles. Goats comp, very tough to deal with that kind of threat from above. But yeah, so we did a quick little map ban and pick here. For the second map, it's gonna be a fan favorite. I am so excited we get to see this, and it's gonna be FDAB's pick, and it's gonna be King's Row.
Yeah, King's Row is kind of like the Baddy map. Everyone likes it. I don't know of a team or a person in this game that doesn't like King's Row.
Yeah, I know, it's the map. I think, you know, this is everyone's favorite map. It's also one of the oldest too. Oh, it's been in since
Now enter
beta.
King's Row.
But
there's
here
only-
we go.
How many new maps are there even? Like, maps that didn't come out with like release. What? There's like 3 or 4 maybe.
Maybe. But I think there might have been not as many even in beta. But I don't know. Like I said, I didn't play back then. I played on release.
Noobs.
I thought Overwatch was a dumb game for a long time, and then I bought it, and now 16 seasons later, I'm here. So,
Dude, TF2 is better. Just saying.
I agree. I don't think there's a fucking debate there. So,
Oof.
okay. Anyway,
Blizzard's watching, dude. Don't
oh,
say
no.
those things.
Keep it.
Ugh.
All right, and yeah, so we're on King's Row here.
Ready for
Death Squad gonna be on the defense once again on the blue side, and it looks like they're rolling out basically the same comp that they did on Rialto. Gonna be a bunker variant, but instead of Dreaded on that Hanzo, he's gonna be on the Ash, which is one of his favorites. Also can do quite a bit of damage here on this King's Row choke if he lands the dynamites right. And somewhat effective against goats as well, right? Because the dynamite, you can get all those ticks on a clumped up goats, build that bob super early, and maybe that's what they're expecting here.
Yeah. And again, you know, bunker, the bastion, you can't play goats into that anyway.
3,
Like, you're just going to get totally annihilated. Yeah, you have the diva to eat a little bit, but it's not going to necessarily work.
Yep, and here it is, a FDAB on the attack, rolling out with goats. Something we saw them do on Rialto, but you got to imagine that there's going to be a bunker composition from the Death Squad. They really do like this composition on hybrid defenses or even payload defenses. And
Oh, they're pushing up.
Yeah, they're pushing up. They're taking the high ground. They're gonna hopefully try to run exactly at
that
bastion. Yeah, but that dynamite's gonna be huge. All the ticking gonna build up a lot of ult here for Dreaded DPS. But the immortality field came out early, so there is a potential window for them to take on. But now they're getting pinched in Canuck, doing a little bit of additional damage over the top, and 2, maybe 3 down for
They're just
FDAB. And
staggering.
yeah,
This
it's
is
gonna
not
have to be
good.
a retreat here. Yeah, Josh Danko, hopefully he can get out here with this high charge on this Zarya, but he will not. And already a Bob online for Dreaded DPS.
Man, and Vampy is just too pushed up, and he gets picked too.
Yeah,
FDAB, bro.
Unfortunate. Yeah, hate to see that happen, but they're just waiting for the full regroup here. Looks like Death Squad, they're set up in their original position, which actually isn't a very common bunker position. They usually set up further over, you know, to the main choke area. But they're playing it smart. They rotate to that high window when getting pushed from the high ground. And the Ghost comp, it looks like they're just gonna stick it here onto the point, forcing Death Squad to try to contest here, and Heron, he's up top on this Bastion tank form. What can he do? Coming down, but the trans from Cuban Pete gonna block a lot of that damage.
Oh, Bob.
But a little too late there. 2 supports going down for FDAB. What can they turn around? Immortality Field is now down. Josh Danko on this Zarya. He's super high charged. The bomb gonna come through from Wacky to Backy, but he gets taken out as well. What can they do? FDAB struggling. Josh Danko goes down as well.
Yeah, they just gotta die and fall back. You know, Bob, Dreaded DPS gave Bob a couch in the corner of that point there, and he was just doing so much work. You know, granted he was shooting into Cuban Pete's Transcendence, but that kept life totals, you know, lower. Yeah, that was a great play.
Yeah, and a lot of ultimates online for the Death Squad here. This is going to be super tough. Crystallize going in for a risky charge, but he goes directly and just shatters the Bastion onto the ground. But he gets back up. Immortality Field was up, but here we go. Red's looking in the kill feed. FDAB, this is their fight. They got to tick on the board already. What can they do? They're pressuring Destructive Dude on this Orisa. He goes down. Otterbotter forced around the corner. The res, though, comes onto the Heron somehow. He's on this Magic Form, goes down immediately.
Otterbotter just a little too slow on the Immortality Field.
Yep, and it's going to be huge here. Dreaded DPS just trying to get out and not stagger here. And yeah, he almost has another Bob, which is insane. And oh, nice, some good stagger. Oh wait, actually that was Destructive Dude on the Reinhardt, staggering Wacky actually out of his mech there.
Man, they are pushed very far up, making a lot of space right now.
Yep, as you do on King's Row. The spawn here on second is just so long for defense, so very smart to try to get some streak control for the offense. And FDAB showing signs of life, right? They gapped the point, so this is something for the momentum.
Yeah, and that push prior, you know, they did get a tick, so it's not like they were losing terribly, but they only have about, you know, a little less than 3 minutes to push the cart the rest of the way here. And Bob is back out onto the field, into the frickin' back line, getting stunned in D-Matrix all over the place. A lot of resources going to him.
Yep, and Heron on this Pharah, he has the pharmacy up in the sky. Valkyrie is popped, but Dreaded DPS already going down here. And 2 shatters actually, but Cuban Pete with the Transcendence to try to counter Otterbotter with the Immortality Field on the opposite end. Josh Danko throws in the grab, locking everyone up. Dreaded DPS gonna get a sneaky kill on just Josh Danko, which is actually pretty huge. A lot of high charge Zarya going down and picking out Spoopy as well. But he eventually will go down here, but there will be a contest from Death Squad.
Yeah, big old contest. Dreaded DPS on the high ground on the side there, just picking people off far away from his team and doing work. I mean, he's the reason. There's a reason why he's on 3 slides, you know? Ooh, big Justice, though. Actually,
yeah,
small Justice.
On up high, but Wacky back using that defensive matrix to block up a lot of that beat from Vampy Worm for some aggression here as they try to force people off the point. But Heron is in this backline on Pharah. The grab, or the smash is blocked from Destructive Dude. Now the bomb coming in, picking up 2. Very huge from Wacky to Backy's Diva here. Destructive Dude's the last one on the cart, swinging, trying to win, but not going to be enough, and FDAB takes second point.
Yeah, and that was an ace there. So Destructive Dude needs to... Yo, can we get a counter in chat, or like on stream or something like that, for Destructive Dude's ults into shields? That's the second Earth Shatter that got absolutely no one, because it was right in Crystallized shield.
Yeah, Crystallized is being really heads up. He knows Destructive Dude plays aggressively. He knows he wants to find those fatty shatties, but being the defensive Reinhardt that his team needs in this GOATS composition, blocking that up. And here we go. We enter the 3rd point area, 2 minutes and 25 on the clock for FDAB. And there's a lot of projectiles, a lot of spam damage coming in from Death Squad. Junkrat now from Dreaded DPS. Heron on that Pharah, still almost another barrage. And the cart kind of stalled out here. Both teams struggling for space here. And Crystalline, no! Right into the opposite shield, and then the opposite from Destructive Dude. So many ultimates popped in a blink of an eye. Only 1 goes down. Make it 2 now, 5v5. This fight very even here. Heron up in the sky, discorded, but the tire from Dreaded DPS takes out 2 supports. That might be it for the GOATS comp on this push, as the red team might have to fall back, give up position. Wacky losing his mech as well, have to go off the side for the reset. See you later, Crystallize. Wow. And a nice hold from the Death Squad.
Every member of FDAB every support, I should say. Vampy Worm, Spoopy Koopa, Cube, and Pete all just yelled press Q at the same time, and they all did. There was a Transcendence with a barrier out, and I think Spoopy Koopa was rallying before that. And they're sticking with the Goats comp. I thought they were doing that to intentionally switch, but they have faith against two explodey guys. Is this 900 IQ?
I mean, technically, yeah, you're playing a little bit into a counter, but I think they're confident in it, right? They capped the first 2 points on it. Josh Danko, really high charge Zarya can be a threat here, and he just tosses it in. Throws out the Diva Bomb, and the Baggy with the charge from Crystallize as well, perfectly set up a 3K bomb. And FDAB looking strong on the last push here. Dreaded DPS running for his life. Will he get out? And he looks like he will. But they're gonna have to try to touch here. Heron, a desperate barrage from behind. Destructive Dude charging into the blade and gets a slam. Picks up two with a fire strike even. And FDAB might be crumbling here. Only 30 seconds left. Only the 2 tanks, the 2 leaders. Josh Danko, Wacky Tabaki on the cart. And it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be a long run here for the attack. Canuck as well also has the Graviton.
Man, we went from saying FDAB doesn't have communication to, you know, Graviton into Bomb and then follow up and swarm the team into like a, less than a meter push?
Oh my god, Heron fell off the edge. This is huge. The tire's gonna take out Spoopy Koopa, who switched over to Tracer maybe to get back. But Crystallize, he took the ball from Wacky to Backy. I'm the Hammond player here, and there it is!
What?
We have the point!
C9! DDS shooting in the back. AJS couldn't get there in time. What the hell happened?
Oh my god, I mean, just a lot of ults and a lot of space created from this front line. That's what the Goats comp is so good. But, I mean, I guess technically they didn't have Goats there at the end, but, yeah, that's 3 points on the board. FDAB looking a lot better here on Kings Row.
Who switched at the end?
I mean, Spoopy went over to Tracer. I mean, Crystallize went on to Ball to get back fast. But, I mean, Wacky and Josh Danko were still on tank. So they were tank heavy, to say the least. But really, it's the Transcendence from Cube and Pete that might have been able to keep them all up there.
God, where's the most improved player for him?
Yeah, I know. That was some really good Transcendence work out of Cube and Pete here. And, Heron, we gotta talk about that. I mean, we saw that, right? I mean, he said it in the chat. Hacked. I was hacked. He somehow self-destructed before that fight even began. He fell off the edge, which, I mean, that's kind of a tilter, right? You know, if you fall off the edge before the last fight of a map and you give it over to the enemy team, you're gonna really be kicking yourself for that.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully that doesn't define the series for him, but that is unlucky, as a lot of people in this league would say.
Yeah. And yeah, so we'll swap sides here and see what FDAB has on the defense, and it looks like it's going to be a little bit of the same medicine here, but they're amping it up to 11, and I love this. I love one of these hero picks on the red side. The Torb. Oh yeah, Toblerone. He's my boy, and they're doing it. The Spanish Galleon, the double turret. Oh, step back there, Josh. Go a little in front of the shield there, but yeah, they're running this double turret bunker comp on the normal bunker comp high ground here. Gonna be dreaded on this Widow, Heron on the Pharah to try to break the shield, and Canucks on the Ball, touch the point. Who's gonna touch the point for FDAB here? That's a real question. There it is, Spoopy Koopa doing his job on Diva, but he's gonna get 2v1. The Immortality Field comes out very late and not even in the right spot, and Spoopy Koopa goes down. A lot of structures, I guess, mechs, Immortality Field, turrets are going down, but there it is, now FDAB maybe crumbling up under the pressure of all these DPS players.
Yeah, that's a big oof right there, as this point is going to very clearly go to DDS here. Cuban Pete needs to learn a little bit about frolthing there. The Frisbee went down onto the point away from his Bastion. Just not looking too hot. And the team is immediately switching after that. Everyone on the team is now at 0 ult charge.
Yep.
Good choice.
It hurts, but I think the hero switches were definitely needed here, to say the least. And they're gonna run Goats once again here on Kings Row. It's actually a really good Goats map, so you can't really fault them for that. It's really close quarters, works well for this kind of composition, but I mean, there's gonna be a lot of ultimates online for Death Squad. Widow sights are popped from Dreaded DPS. Canuck using those mines. Heron over the top barrage, take those Spoopy from behind, but nice heads up play from Wacky to Backy, forcing the self-destruct onto Heron. Gonna feel that twice in a short amount of time here. And the tanks are creating so much space for the Death Squad here.
Man,
The
great
card
bubbles
is
out of
pushing.
Virtual Riot there too, keeping people alive. Canuck really trying to make space for the team.
Yep. And he is really all by himself here. Josh Danko on this Zarya. He's really holding the front line. It's gonna be sketchy, but QP going down as well. Will he stay alive? Spoopy Koopa going down as well now. Giant DPS picking up another under Josh Danko, so the high charge Zarya going down. And that's not good for the Goats comp. 4-3 on the point now. And it should be a second point win here for the Death Squad. I don't think there's going to be contests.
Yeah, they're giving it up for sure. Crystallized, Turn and Tail, getting a solid regroup going on, and you need that for this kind of a game. You don't want to be going in constantly as 5 or 4 against 6. I've done that many times. It's not smart. Doesn't work.
And yeah, Dread DPS, he has this high ground and headshots Cuban Pete.
Crystallize, what'd you do?
Oh no, he charged off the side. Not looking good. 4v6 now as the cart is still pushing Outerbotter on the cart duty. And Dread DPS just lighting up the kill field now. Totally uncontested on this Widow. Goats comp can't do anything about it. And it's pushing on through. We have 5 minutes left and we are entering the last ditch attempt for FDAB as they have to try to touch the point here. Coming out on the side together as a team. Canuck looking for the slam. There's so many ultimates online.
Oh, both
the Death
support
Squad.
ults again?
Yep, Transcendence early. Heron loves to see that. He has his barrage ready. What can he do here? He actually knocks off Spoopy as well. The barrage over the top, but only picks up Josh Danko. Canuck spinning and winning on this point. But there's a lot of red here. Dreaded DPS also falling down as well. The bomb thrown up by Destructive Dude. What can he get here? Not much. And it's FDAB. Just they cannot leave the point here. And they will not.
God, someone on FDAB has hired someone to hack DDS, because man, Heron's SDing, Dreaded's SDing. Yeah, we saw Crystallize try to charge, try to do a trade almost. But that's unfortunate. You can't have people just SDing when you're on the attack there. You gotta have all your teammates up.
Yep, and Dreaded DPS, he's on this high ground. Heron not too far off as well. He has the sights up. What can they do? This Goats comp. Now that all the mines are popped into the point here, they cannot die to these mines. Wacky Backy though, he actually loses the mech and he has to pop the self-destruct.
As he runs into mines?
Oh no, he actually dies there, but Destructive Dude went down as well. Dreaded DPS is on the side here, the top high ground. This Widow so lethal here, and Spoopy Koopa gets knocked off. Heron with a fantastic concussive blast once again. And FDAB just trying to stay alive on this point. Crystallize holding the shield up. There is Vampy Worm with a very crucial beat to keep everyone alive. The spawns now coming in from FDAB. Wacky Backy still on this Diva. Heron with the rocket barrage. Turns away, doesn't self-destruct there. And then more mines from Canuck on this ball. Just creating so much havoc.
Oh, Danko trying to contest. Crystallize does get to the cart in time with the squad. But Vampy Worm can't really do much. Tracer, Spoopy Koopa coming in. The bomb going into the air from Destructive Dude does not find anyone. Crystallize keeping that team alive, but Canuck is in the back line. But the stereotypical ball going in a circle, around and around.
He knocked out the
Wacky.
other ball.
Oh,
And now
my
Josh Danko's there with on the Zarya. He has the bubble at least, and he
got it!
Graviton or Dreaded DPS at the side. He takes him out. I think that was good. That was actually needed. Wacky Backy. He's still spinning, still winning. Gets discorded. 4, maybe 5 now on the point for Death Squad, but the spawns are now coming in. Kimmy gets obliterated. Vampy Worm on the Lucio trying to save this to keep this one alive. But Death Squad take 3 points here on King's Row, and with a lot of time in the bank.
Score.
Alright, well, they capped it with like 5 minutes and 20 seconds to spare. So, they capped that second point, I should say. So,
Initiating.
yeah, this could be a draw. I could see this being a draw. It's not likely, but I could see it.
Yeah, this is a drawable game now for FDAB, and it's going to be an uphill battle, right? Their first point defense not leaving me with a lot of confidence, but hopefully going back to the drawing board, trying something else. Execution just wasn't the greatest, and wow, that last point got crazy there. The solo grab onto the Dreaded on the high ground, and that's the smart play, honestly. That was really heads up, but unfortunately, wasting that ultimate on one character is going to bite you in those situations, and just not enough spawns fast.
I thought that got 8.
Hmm?
I don't even know. Like, it got so chaotic at the end there, and the delayed spawn rate coming out of FDAB, just absolute insanity.
Yeah. Yep. And here we are, FDAB rolling out with a double sniper. Orisa Diva as the tank core. And then Ana Lucio to top it off, and they're just gonna play on the point. I like this. It's simple. It's something you'd maybe do in solo queue, but
Ooh.
Crystallize gonna get taken out by Dreaded DPS. No mercy as well, so the res not available. Heron in the sky on the sphere
Not drawable.
as well.
Not drawable.
Yeah, it's looking hard here. Spoopy Koopa going down as well. 3 dead now for FDAB, and they're trying to stay around the shields, trying to use Wacky Devaki as the rally point. But there's just too many angles. He's going to eventually get taken down as well. Crystallize is now back in the high ground. What can he do? Not much. Gets headshotted by Dreaded DPS there. And Vampigorm looking for a touch. Not going to be enough. And the Dakimakura Death Squad take map number 2 here on Kings Row. 2-0 series. FDAB on the left foot. Or the back foot. Or maybe no feet anymore. But play the game. Going over to Spoopy Koopa on the Brigitte. Let's see what we're doing here. Doing some swinging, taking out a Mercy. Doing some shielding. Doing some slapping. And doing some more whipping.
Poggers?
Poggers! Can we get some Pog chants in the chat? That's some high elo break play.
I mean, Captain's agreed to put him in, right? I mean, he's getting play of the game. His knee sub. Something's not adding up right now.
Yeah. Yeah, and so we'll enter map number 3 here. We'll go through the same stuff, you know, map picks, map bans, and eventually it will be the Death Squad's map pick at the end of the day here. So we'll just wait for that to go through here. But you know, Joey, if you were on FDAB, what do you think? What do you think you're saying to your team right now? Be the emotional leader for FDAB. What do you tell your squad mates?
Man, dude, let's just go in, have fun, and fuck them up. I mean, like, very clearly, FDAB is not looking... Like, they showed a little bit of life on Kings Row. That Totes comp is working for them, but I think DDS is caught on to it. So, what do you do if you can't do GOATs at this point? Like, the only thing that's been working for you is that comp. Now you can't really do it successfully unless there's a map that really favors it. Kings Row favored it, you said it. I can't think of anything else that would favor it even more. So that would be a rough team to lead into a positive mindset right now, I think.
I agree, but I mean, I liked what you said initially, right? Just go in there, have fun, fuck them up, right? That's the personally, that's when people play their best. I think is when you're having fun, when the stress isn't there. Keep a light heart and go out there and do your best. And looks like it's gonna be 2CP is the game mode. So
that's
yeah,
not a fun type.
It's not a fun type indeed, and yeah, FDAB on the banning here. They get to ban any 2 assault maps, and then Death Squad get to pick from that remaining pool.
Well, you know, actually, FDAB I think would benefit more from this kind of a map. You know, over King of the Hill. King of the Hill is kind of a little bit of the same, but you know, going on an assault style map, when you cap that first point, FDAB likes to play fast and loose. You know, if they just storm that next point after they cap, DDS is good at that too, though. I don't know. I feel like assault is the style where both these teams will look very similar.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it helps. You know, if you're on 2CP, it's a very focused game plan, right? You group up and you go in, you attack a single point. Or if you're on defense, it's even easier, right? Usually you either hold on point or you have some kind of advantageous choke that you can hold and defend on. So and that could suit well for GOATs as well. Bunker comp also could be played as well, maybe a little bit better than Kings Row. So we might see some more Bastion out of FDAB. And Hanamura and Paris were the bans from FDAB, and the Death Squad pick Horizon Lunar Colony.
I like that map. That's like the best 2CP, in my opinion. There isn't... Fuck Volskaya, fuck Paris, Horizon.
Yeah, a very good bunker map actually on the first point. Very common in solo queue games to hold on that sort of that top left high ground from the defender's perspective. So I can imagine that's why the Death Squad picked this map. They seem very practiced, very well oiled on their bunker comps. But when you get to that second point, it really opens it up for a lot of the high ground, far away sightline stuff like Widow, like Pharah. Sombra also one of Heron's heroes as well, very good on this map. So I can definitely see where Death Squad was coming with this map pick, but it's really on FDAB to try to think of what they're gonna do and then hopefully execute on it. And I think it'll be defensive Death Squad again to start this one off on the blue side, I'm guessing.
Yeah, you've been talking a lot about bunker comp, and we saw FDAB try bunker comp a little bit, and it didn't look good.
No.
so these maps, the maps like Anubis maybe, or I don't know, maybe even Volskaya. Those ones don't support a bunker as well as Horizon. Is that right? Even.
Potentially.
I can see bunker on all
not
those.
as much as I agree. Horizon bunker happens a lot more than those two for sure.
Yeah, it's just gonna be the battle of the bastions, I think, on the defense at least.
Yep, and there it is. Couldn't have guessed this one. Would have put some money on this one, and it's gonna be the standard lineup. But the one variation that they've done across the three maps is Dreaded DPS, from Hanzo to Ashe to Widow. So, and I think that suits very well for Horizon first point, even second point. Widow, a pretty good pick here, and depends on where they set this bastion up. Some teams like to do further on this left side here, but it looks like they're just going to sort of do the main balcony catwalk area. Allows you a quick retreat onto point as well if FDAB touches it and forces you to contest. And Wacky Tabaki on the ball, which is what I love to see.
Triple
More
tank.
Goats comp. Oh,
yeah, they're going to hard dive, man. They're going to be going in hard.
Yeah, it is like it's a triple tank. I guess you would call this a dive, right? All of these tanks wanting to go in and break this bunker up, crystallize on the Widow for at least some damage on the backside, but Dreaded DPS gonna get the headshot on the Cuban Pete. That is not the way that you want to start this one off. Wacky Tabaki's touching the point, but it's all blue in the kill field like always. Canuck gonna get demeched here. Gonna have to try to get it back, but should be able to as FDAB, they're scrambling. Spoopy Koopa's also out of his mech.
Yeah, they just gotta go in and die, man.
Yeah.
Spoopy, what are you doing? What are you doing? Just die! God, Canuck got his ult back because they're just kind of stalling. Like, you either run or you stick to the point and die.
Yeah, unfortunately, already a minute burned from that first failed fight. I mean, Cuban Pete on the Ana got headshotted before the tanks even touched the bunker. But Wacky on this ball, he's in the lower ground here, using that mega health pack as kind of a base. Another headshot, Vampy Worm getting taken out, so it's gonna be some more time burned off the clock.
God, Dreaded DPS, man. He's like some ex-Marine frickin', 50,000 kill count. Look at this guy!
Yep. Yeah, I mean they're just standing still at this point. Look at the Death Squad. They're almost all of the heroes are literally standing still. Dreaded DPS behind the shield. I mean they're very confident in their sniper. Their American resist drugs dare program sniper.
Oh, it's nuts.
FDAB, yeah, they're. Oh,
there's Wacky! Oh my God, they move!
There it is, and they jump in. Heron is exposed without a shield, but Dread DPS taking out the opposing sniper once again to start this fight off. The immortality field. It's gonna block a lot of that damage from the mines, but Wacky Tabaki showing up on the kill feed, taking out that sniper. So this is huge. FDAB, this might be the opening. Canuck losing the mech as well. Heron is purple. He gets taken out as well, and the primal is popped from Josh Dango. The grid not effective, and FDAB looking like they might be able to cap the first point here. Destructive Dude behind his Orisa shield, trying to keep this one up. Canuck back in the mech. AJS Hero flying around on the Mercy. The bomb is gonna actually land on a tire.
That's the supports!
And it takes out both supports from FDAB. That is absolutely huge. The bomb from Spoopy Koopa not gonna pick up anything, and not even a tick capped yet for the FDAB squad. They're trying to find Mercy in the backline, but AJS Hero using the super jump, trying to stay alive. Not gonna be enough. It's just tanks on the point, really. Crystallize on the Widow. close range SMG. Let's go. And the spawns are super long. For Death Squad, what can FDAB do here? The mines are popped. Dreaded DPS is on that cute little high ground, trying to snipe anyone trying to enter the point. It's gonna be maybe 2 ticks now. But I think DDS, they might look for a retest. Nope, they're gonna get out.
No, you give that up, man. Dude, Wacky Tabaki just making so much space for that team. Virtual Riot, yeah, he had the Mad Monkey at the middle of that fight. He almost has it again now. You gotta break up the bunker, man. You gotta blow it up. You gotta get people out of position. They did that, and then a Diva Bomb found both those supports.
Yeah, that was huge.
Oh, Canuck, man. That whole team. DDS has a scary lineup, 30. It looks like you're gonna be playing them. What are you thinking?
We'll see. I mean, this game's still going on.
You're right.
Attacking point number 2 of Horizon. They have 4 minutes on the clock. I feel good about it as well. And yeah, sort of a high ground control contest here. Who will win? Virtual Riot holding this front line on the main Monkey Man.
Oh, he's so low.
Yep, and there it is. Primal is popped. Crystallize. He's gonna try to get 1v1 by Heron in the backline on this Sombra, and he does get taken out. Dreaded taking out Vampy Warp on the opposing side. QBP gonna sleep Destructive Dude on the side here. Canuck with the bomb to finish off Cuban Pete, and it's all blue in the kill feed like always. And Death Squad looking like they're gonna cap this one. Swoopy not using the bomb, very smart there. And yeah, he's gonna get staggered on the Baby Diva here. Pretty brutal. There it is. Heron taking him out, ending his misery.
God, and that's DDS communicating, saying, "Yo, leave Spoopy up. He's small. He's defenseless. He can't do shit. He's like a baby bird, man."
Yeah, and we're looking at alt economy here. It's gonna be pretty stacked for FDAB, but I mean, the Death Squad, they have the EMP from Heron, which is probably the most important ultimate in the game right now. It's the ultimate canceller in a sense. One ultimate can take out 5 theoretically, and there it is, the hop in, and the EMP is popped. But the dive was already executed from FDAB. Crystalline taking out Dreaded DPS, and that's what you like to see if you're the FDAB fan here. They are on the point. It is ticking. The first tick secured. Canuck with the Orb of Harmony, trying to stay alive. Otterbotter with the Transcendence, trying to use that to take out the mines. And she will be very effective. That Destructive Dude on his main Monkey Man, taking out 2. And it's gonna be a long fight here. FDAB maybe staggering here. Not a lot of fight left.
Yeah, a lot of ults blown on both sides here. Spoopy just, oh my gosh, this is such a brutal stagger.
Yep, and there it is again. Yeah. Oh, wait.
What?
Wait, who's that? Oh, that was Canuck. Oh, you're gonna want to have that one back.
Was that BM though?
No, that's a misclick. Yeah, looking like a misclick. But yeah, you're gonna want to have that one back. Actually, the EMP did not go off, or he already built it up again.
He already built it up again. It went off at the very beginning.
He already built it up again. Destructive Dude's purple, and there it is, the first blood. Vampy Worm picking up Winston on the other side here. But Heron, where is he? He's on the point. Picks up 3 with the EMP. Josh Danko not able to jump around anymore with that Primal Rage. Dreaded DPS taking out Cupid Pete, taking out Anna, taking out Crystallize as well. Untouched on this high ground. There it is. Gets forced off. But it might already be too late here. Actually, the mine's coming in from Wacky. Transcendence to counter. Destructive using the Primal as well. So the Death Squad committed a lot of ultimates here.
Yeah, and the ult economy is the name of the game here. Every time Wacky drops mines, Otterbotter has Transcendence to do something about it. Every time the team is starting to push, Heron has his ultimate to just kind of neuter the push a little bit, stop all the extra abilities that people have. Right now, I think it's a team comp issue. FDAB has to find something that works, and they're not going to do much with this kind of a comp going into it. You know, they do have to contest Dreaded DPS, who's, you know, freaking Chris Kyling the shit out of the game, but oh man.
Yeah, and he's up on those beams there, directly above the point. A lot of high ground space for Dreaded DPS, but Destructive Dude going in a little too hard there, and Whack to back, he finds Dreaded DPS up in the sky. He's gonna launch him down, but Canuck picking up Vampy Orb on the opposite side here. And oh wait, there was no tick secured actually for FDAB. I thought they had already secured that point, but it's not gonna be the case here, and it's back and forth. But Not enough ult here. The EMP to really finish off the deal here, and it's Death Squad holding this one out. No ticks actually on the second point, and only one on the board for FDAB.
I thought they had that too.
Yeah, I looked away for a second. I swear I heard the tick sound, but
Score
not gonna be it.
2-1.
Shit. Gotta watch
Yeah.
that shit more.
Yeah, and I mean, it could be a drawable game once again here, folks. But I mean, they're gonna have to really pull out everything on this first point defense, I think.
Yeah, DDS is. I don't even know what to say. Like, DDS is just making the proper swaps and sticking to them after they're working. FDAB, I don't. It's hard to be reactive in the moment. Like, it's easy to go into a game going like, hey, we're going to play goats, and if it doesn't work the first push, we're going to switch. And that's what we saw in Rialto. Moving forward, these switches are a lot more subtle, staggered, not as impactful out of FDAB. So maybe,
Battle.
yeah, maybe they just need to go in and have fun. You know, get crystallized on that Torb.
Yeah, and yeah, to comment on that, a lot of that second point attack was triple. I guess even the first point, right? They've been running this triple tank dive, Winston, Hammond, and Diva, and it leaves Crystallize on a sole DPS role, and whether that's Widow or eventually Soldier at the end, I just don't think it's enough to counter what DDS is bringing out, right? Like, it seems like either the tank dive is too late, and Dreaded DPS has already got the kills, or the tanks dive in, but then their backline's completely exposed. So just not a good combination to go against this team, and they're bringing out the comp that they did on King's Row, which is going to be the double turret bunker as well. But Josh Danko on the Bash, I think he was last time too. But nice, a very heads up ult from Wacky Tabaki. He's a ball player. He knows exactly what Canuck's doing. He's trying to go into space and roll around and knock him off, but not today. Heads up play, and FDAB feeling good about that.
Yeah, and hey, the follow-up, Heron was able to boop him off the high ground there, a couple of tanks at least. So we'll see if that's going to be impactful moving into the latter portion
heck?
of
The
this.
long-range Diva missiles taking out Dreaded DPS. That's an Omega lol, but the Mercy Res, as always, in the back there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be hard to break up this bunker, at least with how tight it is. Once Canuck can get into the back line, they can do a little bit more maybe, but that's what's got to happen.
Yep. Oh, there it is. Autobotter taken out by Josh Aegis. Hero as well. No supports, but the point is being capped. They got a touch, and there they are. Spoopy Cupid going in, but Dreaded DPS from the backside takes out Cupid Pete, which is very crucial here in the bunker composition. And Destructive Dude's gonna get staggered out on this baby Diva as well. Actually, he takes out Crystallize as well. Oh man, you definitely don't want to see that.
His turret's
The
still
baby
up, man.
Diva. I know, that's true. The turret holding it down. They know where it is. I think. Oh.
Do they?
What
They
the?
though?
I don't know. I think Dreaded that had to be a mistake. He's grappling literally 1v6 into the team. I don't know. I didn't have the best read on that, but Heritage, he's switched over to Somper now, so he's looking to build the EMP and be the ultimate bunker buster with that as well. But he gets taken out by the turret.
Dude!
Torb turret. It's a counter to
still
Sombra.
up!
It's hell yeah. FDAB looking good. At least 2 minutes already burned off the clock here. And Dread DPS, he switches from Widow over to Hanzo. So yeah, they're looking for some more spam damage as well to hopefully break that shield a little bit faster. AJ0 over to the Moira.
No more ball either.
No more balls. So wait, they're gonna run a Rein Zarya core with Moira Lucio as the heal. So you imagine those four are gonna stick together, but Heron and Dread DPS, I think, are gonna be the real playmakers here on this composition. And the charge into the wall, Wacky Tabaki picking up that one as well, and Josh Danko with the tank form. What can he pick up here? Spoopy Koopa loses the mech onto the point, but he did contest, he did touch. And now Crystallize, the Bolton load on the point, has to be the difference maker here. The turret takes out Dreaded DPS as well. And Crystallize coming in crazy cool with the 3K. Holding it down on the mini-man Torb himself. Autobotter Purple looking to die there, and there she does. And we got a minute left.
Absolutely insane from Crystallize, man. Like, him and Spoopy are always the first ones to contest the point. Spoopy, like, obviously on the DV is the first to get there, but Crystallize immediately turns, and he's doing work. This turret hasn't died yet, has it?
No, oh my god, you're right. That Torb turret literally
It's
hasn't died
shooting
yet.
the point, and no one's doing anything about it.
Yeah, Heron goes back to touch the point, but AJ's here and Destructive you go down as well. Swoopy Koopa defending the point. Josh Daigle gets up 3 kills, and there it is. The Torb turret goes
Finally.
down 3 minutes and 30 seconds into the map.
Holy shit. 30 seconds left on this timer here. I think his turret might have gone down at the start too, but it's probably going to go back up here. They're in the driver's seat.
Crystallize died at the end there somehow. I didn't pick this up. I'm not sure where that was, but Heron has the EMP, and he is just waiting. There it is. He's out of stealth. He is contesting the point. FDAB. They have to touch the point here, but there's the Hanzo Dragons, but AJ's here already getting sniped out by the tank form. First tick going over to the death squad, but the bomb coming through onto the point. The immortality field. Now the EMP over the top.
Oh no.
And the death squad making their way through. And it's not going to be enough. I think after that, unfortunately, they lose it here. The bunker is broken. And Death Squad using their teamwork to come out on top. They get 4 minutes to cap 1 tick.
Oh man, and they're rushing that next point. Crystallize and Virtual Riot's still down right now, and they are charging. Going in, Destructive with a vengeance. The hammer down is up. They have clear ult advantage right now. Moira using the ultimate. There is an anti at least. Earthshatter into the Graviton, but Honorbounder is trying to keep the team up too. All ults used right now for DDS as they're desperately trying to just storm this point. But Crystallizer's turret is in the back corner shooting Canuck, shooting Heron. But it's not enough. They're gonna cap again.
It's not enough. The rush from Death Squad. The spawns were not in time. A valiant attempt out of the fine dining and breathing team, but their Season 6 ends here, folks. We'll quickly tune into the play of the game here. Virtual Riot on the Bastion. One of the many defenses here where he just mows him down.
Consolation prize, man. Bastion's point and click adventure, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, and yeah, 29% of the team's hero damage. I mean, that's expected. And a very valiant attempt, like I said, on the bunker defense on Horizon, but it comes crumbling down, and Death Squad showing why they're a top tier team, and they move on 3-0.
Yeah, 30. They move on to play 50cc, aka your team, in the finals here tonight. 30. Do you have anything you'd like to say to the audience before you go in and fight this team?
No, just stay tuned. Don't touch that browser. It will be very fun and exciting. Overwatch will be played at a very high level.
Stay tuned, gents and ladies.